Centre 97.3, Est-Ouest 91.7. RM1, it's 9 o'clock. The news presented by Ayrece Stewart. Good morning, Ayrece.
Good morning, Sophie.
And we start with the headlines.
FCC operations in Rivière des Anguilles, Cap Malheureux and Rochebois result in 3 suspects detained and drugs and 7 vehicles seized for investigation. Finnish passenger arrested at SSR International Airport after heroin worth 19 million rupees discovered in luggage. Former Police Commissioner Neil Kumar dipped to appear in Port Louis Court as FCC continues hunt for missing reward bonus payment vouchers. Lawyer Pravesh Nakchedi petitions FCC over sharp rise in cannabis seizure valuation from 1.7 million rupees to 113 million rupees. Trump administration backs 1-year extension of African Growth and Opportunity Act as Mauritius and other exporters watch key U.S. Congress vote. In world news, Madagascar President Andry Rajoelina dissolves government after deadly protests over power and water shortages leave 22 dead and hundreds injured. And in sports, Mauritian para-athletes miss podium finishes at World Championships in New Delhi. We start this morning with operations carried out by the FCC in Rivière des Anguilles, Cap Malheureux and Rochebois, where 3 people have been taken into custody and brought to the FCC for questioning. A certain quantity of drugs was seized and 7 vehicles were also brought to the premises where interrogation has been going on since 8 a.m. And staying with seizures, a Finnish national was stopped as he was leaving customs. After an inspection of his luggage, drugs were detected. An initial analysis revealed the presence of heroin, 1.279 kilograms, valued at around 19 million rupees. The man who arrived from Johannesburg was arrested. Former Police Commissioner Neil Kumar Dip is due in the Port Louis District Court this afternoon. He was arrested on September 23. The Financial Crimes Commission investigator is expected to update the court on the progress of the investigation. Last week, the FCC said it was still searching for the original payment vouchers tied to reward bonuses. In an affidavit sworn before his arrest, Dip claimed these documents are kept under strict secrecy at police headquarters, inaccessible even to the police commissioner. Also appearing, Ashik Jagai, former head of the now-defunct Special Striking Team, arrested for breaching bail and interfering with a witness, and businessman Wendip Apaya, detained for alleged money laundering. And in other court-related news, lawyer Pravesh Nakchedi, representing Jean-Stevie Evel-Lagamel, has filed a complaint with the FCC challenging the valuation of a cannabis seizure linked to his client. On February 14, 2024, police initially valued 435 cannabis plants at just over 1.7 million rupees, about 4,000 rupees per plant. Days later, the amount was revised upward to 113 million rupees. Nakchedi calls this jump disproportionate and demands an impartial inquiry to verify transparency and fairness in awarding financial rewards. And in other news, the Trump administration has publicly expressed support for a 1-year extension of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, also known as AGOA, which is due to expire today. African countries and manufacturers, including in Mauritius, have been pushing for the extension given the risk that their exports could lose preferential access to the U.S. market. U.S. President Donald Trump's administration supports a 1-year extension of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, the trade initiative with sub-Saharan Africa that expires today, according to the White House official. Since coming into office in January, the administration had not publicly stated a position on the act known as AGOA, a law first passed in 2000 to provide duty-free access to the U.S. market for thousands of products. And it's 9:04. You're listening to RM1, where we move international, where Madagascar's President Andry Rajoelina has dissolved his government in response to mass demonstrations over power and water shortages that turned deadly, with the United Nations reporting that at least 22 people have been killed and more than 100 others injured. The protests, which began last week and continued into Monday, were led largely by young people angry over deteriorating living conditions in the capital. Experts say that they represent the most serious challenge to Rajoelina's authority since his re-election in 2023, and the largest wave of unrest the island nation has seen in years. Crowds gathered in the capital's main university on Monday carrying placards and singing the national anthem before attempting to march into the city centre, according to footage broadcast by a local channel. And finally, we finish with sports with the World Para-Athletics Championships currently taking place in New Delhi, India. Yesterday, there were no podium finishes for the 3 Mauritian athletes competing in their finals. Nomi Alphonse finished 5th in the 800 meters T54, clocking 1 minute 50.67 seconds, her best time of the season. In the 400 meters T34, Roberto Michel placed 7th with a time of 50.63 seconds, just 1.75 seconds behind the world champion. Cedric Ravet finished 6th in his 400 meters T54 heat, which was not enough to qualify for the final. And a setback for Giovanni Philipp, who after an excellent start in the 400 meters T20 had to withdraw mid-race due to an ankle sprain, was then taken to the hospital but was able to return to his hotel in the afternoon. And that's all for me this morning. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned now to the Intermediate playlist until 10 a.m.